How does climate change affect where we live? We live in Manteca, California, and that's located about 100 kilometers or 75 miles east of San Francisco. One of the signs of climate change in California is glacial melt. The Sierra Nevada glacier retreat has occurred mostly during extended periods of above average spring and summer temperatures, and they have huge ecological impacts because glaciers play a really important role in water that we need for our flora and fauna. It's really a contributor to sea level rise too here in California. And of course, as there's less water, then certain vegetation starts to dry off and die. And we have droughts, and that also causes a problem. So the changing vegetation patterns are a big deal and a real indicator that climate change has a big impact here in California. And of course, we have a rise in temperature in many of our lakes here in California. The increase is only 0.09 degrees Fahrenheit, which doesn't seem like a lot, but when you realize that that little bit can upset a fragile ecology by creating algal blooms and conditions that favor non-native species, that can really throw the environment out of whack. Because the water is warmer in the Sacramento River, there's been a decline in salmon for a couple of reasons. One, because there's less krill because of the temperature in the Gulf, and also because salmon need colder water, and the water's been warming up, so we have a lot less salmon. Even the birds in California know that climate change is real. Some research has shown that warblers are arriving much earlier than they used to. And why do we think that's the case? Because it's warmer here. And massive wildfires continue to rage across California, a huge sign that climate change is a problem. We have a frequency of wildfires that is beyond the norm. And as a result of all these wildfires, forest composition changes and our forests become carbon dioxide emitters. And as we mentioned before, if you take a look at the measurements at the Golden Gate Bridge in San Francisco for the last 100 years, the sea levels along our coast have been increasing by an average of 7 inches. And with those higher temperatures, that means the glaciers are melting and the ice sheets have caused global sea levels to rise at nearly 1/10 of an inch. So when you take a look at all these things happening in the great state of California in the United States of America, you realize climate change really does affect where we live.